If you want to start and grow your YouTube channel and you want to do it the right way, on this show, we're learning from people who are crushing it on YouTube and at all stages of the journey. And today, we are joined by Tony from Samurai Kibiji and Westside Otaku. And he's going to be sharing with us everything you need to know to get views on your videos. So, whether you're joining us live or for the replay, thank you so much for being here and a very warm welcome to today's guest, Tony. Tony,
Yay!
thank you so much for being here. What a treat.
It's fantastic. I'm excited to be here, honestly. Thank you so much for having me, Claire.
Oh, it's really wonderful. Tony is part of an amazing, what is it called? A course, a community on YouTube called
Cult.
a cult. It is a cult. It's a very
Just kidding,
friendly
I'm kidding.
cult, but yeah, I think you could say it's a cult. We have some other cult members in here today, which is lovely. The Creator Classroom. What a supportive mama. Oh, my mum's here. How beautiful. My mum, Karen Sara.
Yeah.
It's only 7 a.m. in Australia. So it's early. It's early morning. I'm an early riser normally, but I know that my mum isn't. So it means a lot to me, mum, that you are here today for this
Heck yeah.
chat so you can start your gaming channel, mum.
Well, there'll be other info we got, but yes, that's
Yes.
definitely my two things that I've done. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I really wanted to
Which,
yeah,
by
I
the
do
way,
want to
really
point
quick,
that out.
thanks for
Pardon?
shouting out the anime channel. I was a little bit so I just gave it. There's a side anime channel, so I wasn't expecting that. So thank you for shouting out Westside Otaku.
Yeah, I think it's amazing and it's so good. Like you're just so and it's great to see that you have grown this and I'm going to say it's an amazing gaming channel. Not that I know much about gaming
Thank you.
channels, but from where I'm from where I'm sitting, it's so awesome and the community that you seem to have built in there is just yeah, it's amazing. It's what it's all about. The Creator
Thank you.
Classroom. It's a family. Yes, it is. It's beautiful.
That's
Thank
actually a
you
better
so
term.
much, everyone, for being here. Oh yes, that is a better term. It's a more it's less controversial term than cult. That's for sure.
I was just being funny. It's not
Yeah.
a cult.
It's the community. Yes. So that's what I wanted to mention. That if you're watching this and you're like, "Nah, I'm not a gamer," there's so much to be learned from like
Yes.
every kind of channel, and that's what I have been learning on my journey on this channel, Grow on YouTube with Claire Sara. I'm growing from people who are doing all kinds of cool stuff. And I'm really stoked to be learning from you today, Tony. It's so cool. Would you mind
Thank you.
filling everyone in on what kind of content you're making, a bit about you, how you got started, that kind of fun stuff?
All right, so we'll be here for about an hour. No,
Yeah.
I don't know if you already caught on, but
Part
even
one.
though we're streaming, I do my best. I'm just a person, I'm
Yeah.
wearing a business suit. But nutshell is I have been uploading pretty much weekly since May of 2016. So it's been a while. Started off as just a fun hobby that I wanted to show people my absolute favorite pastime, which is playing video games, specifically with my friends. I didn't want to be a solo let's play channel. I want to show the adventures that could be had through gaming with your friends, kind of a thing.
Mm.
And that started off a series called Social Madness, which is near and dear to my heart. That didn't do too well. But what did do well, I guess, is doing like having me on camera and sharing my thoughts and reactions about things. And from there, it just kind of developed to I I never wanted to be necessarily a let's play channel, but a channel to just express my love for gaming, essentially, and that's what it's become. So I'm a discussion channel on gaming. I talk about the fun things that are coming soon, or the fun things that just happened, or maybe some controversial things that just happened. It's
Mm.
definitely a talk channel, and with that, I'll be starting my own talk show soon, potentially
Yeah.
this Sunday, actually. And and um and West Side Otaku just kind of became the side anime channel because at one point it was games and anime that my logo, my motto, and still is, was "Be geek, be proud, be awesome." And
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna
love that.
I know.
I when
I'm
I
trying not to
saw
go
that
into too deep things, but yeah, that's my motto
yeah,
for like everything. But
yeah,
and Samurai Kibiji was originally that. It was both the gaming and anime channel because those are two things I geeked out about most, and
yeah,
it did fantastic. But after tragedy, I don't know if we'll get into soon, but like that caused me to split the channels where I have one gaming that I mainly focus on, and the other one is like just the anime one that I upload to when I feel like it. So
yeah. Amazing.
yeah,
That's so cool. Everyone who's watching in the chat, thank you all so much for being here. I have
yes,
a series of questions that I'm going to be asking Tony. And yeah, if anything comes to your minds that you want to know about, like feel free to pop that in the chat here. Thank you so much, Marianne, for being here. Awesome. Marianne's coming on my channel in a few weeks. Very
yeah.
exciting. Roxanne, hello. The Creator Classroom is surprised that you're a person.
I saw that. I'm
Uh,
like, what does that mean?
does that mean because your your thumbnail is
Ah,
an anime picture? Is that what I know nothing.
creator classroom context.
Yes, please clarify
There's a
your
person.
meaning.
I thought
The
he was a
Adventures of
soulless
Poppy
monster.
and Neville. Congratulations, Poppy and Neville have recently crossed 1,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Woohoo!
Heck
And
yeah.
thank you so much, Matt Miller, for being here. Hello. So, yes, gaming. Gaming. One thing that I really wanted to get started with is what do you need, apart from like probably liking games, what do you need to start a gaming channel?
That's a good
The reason
question.
I ask this is because when I was doing my research into this video, this interview, I had zero idea about what a gaming channel even was. And like I watched some of your videos and I was like, okay, this guy really likes games. And then I watched one of your Twitch streams, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and I was like, wow, this is like a really beautiful community. I love this. And then I signed up for Xbox the online where you can like stream games online,
Wow.
that thing, because it was
Wow.
like $1 for the first month, and that this isn't a
Yeah,
paid
Xbox
sponsorship, by
Game
the way.
Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, Game Pass, because I was like, I want to have a little bit of a play, a little bit of a look around.
Wow.
And then I was like, I do get obsessed with things, Tony. And then I was like sitting here and I realized I don't think I can play this with like my mouse and my keyboard, and I was very frustrated. So then yesterday this happened.
Oh my
Um,
god, what have
so
I done?
I know, what have you done, Tony? What have you
What have
done?
I done?
And my wife Nina is also like, "What's happening?" It's a very exciting time. So, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
what do you need? Obviously, you need a controller to start a gaming channel. What kind of things would you say are necessary? Because you've got an epic setup. But what is necessary to start a gaming channel?
Well, there's kinda 2 different questions in here where it's like, what do you need to yes, I have created a monster, create a classroom. Um, there's 2 kinda different questions here being like, what do you need to start trying out gaming, and then what do you need to start with the gaming channel? Well, as you said, you have to enjoy games, you have to be interested in them, and the first step with that is to figure out the games. But once
Mm,
you have that, uh in terms of the technical sense, I always try to, like, cut to the what's the word? The practical things first
yep.
instead of the, "You need to get into the mindset," and stuff, which is absolutely true,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just the cut into the chase, a lot of people use something called, an Elgato capture card to capture their footage,
Mhm.
um, if they're, like, a Let's Play thing, something, if they show their stuff, um but definitely get a good mic. Like that is to me for gaming, that is much more important for a gaming channel than having a camera. 100%. And I
Yeah,
say that because there are so many gaming channels. You guys can look them up. There's like Colt Eastwood and Dealer Gaming, Quest Mode, a good friend of mine. They have spectacular gaming channels, and they are rarely ever on camera. One of the ones I just said, or
Mm.
two of the ones I just said, is never on camera. What people
Yeah,
care about
right.
more is seeing the footage, getting your take or well scripted stuff on it. So Mike is much more important in terms of gaming. Um, and figure out exactly what kind you're being. Whether it's like I said, maybe if you want to try to be a let's player, there's a lot of people doing it. The gaming is one of the most saturated things you could possibly dive into, but
Mhm.
try to figure out at least what kind of channel. Do you want to show people
Yeah.
your gameplay? Do you want it to be a social thing? Do you want it to be video essays? Do you want it to be kind of news covering? Like figure out what exactly, hopefully, but you got to press record. That's really like just have fun with it and see what works and maybe see what you resonate with. But
Yeah.
technically just figure out where you want to start first, get a good mic, and you could find a lot of footage online as well for not pirated, but just download trailers of stuff if you're commenting off of that or record your own footage.
Mm.
Whichever
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah, awesome. We have 21 Sausage in the chat here, who has asked a question that I was actually going to ask as well. Um, about usernames and like, I mean, what is the story behind Samurai Kibiji and West Side Otaku? Like, how do you decide? Because that's I played it safe and I went with my name.
Super smart, in my opinion. Super smart.
Yeah.
Because that lets you go wherever you want to go. That's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
What
to
do you think of
answer
21 Sausage?
uh, I don't know what the channel is about, but it does catch my eye. Um,
Yeah.
but typically in mine and other people's opinions that I've seen, the name isn't terribly important. It's
Mhm.
almost like it's extra kind of a thing. But also don't let it be something that's kinda misleading, like the 21 sausage thing. I admit I'm kind of thinking, what is that the name of what you do, like it
Yeah.
either has to be like yours, Claire Sarah, where you don't know that's just her name, what does she do kind of a thing. And I'm hypocritical because I put this thing Samurai Kibiji where it's like, well, what the heck does that have to do with anything? And it's just a name that originally came from a comic series that I made in middle school. Yeah, middle school. And it was my favorite character from it. And so because that never happened, it became like it's called a gamer tag. It's like what people see when you're online or whatever. It became that ever since like middle school kind of a thing because
Oh,
it's like
wow.
I'm living the adventures that this character never got to go on kind of thing. So
Oh,
yeah,
I love
that's
that.
where it came from.
That is so wholesome. I love
Yeah.
that.
And it's gonna be hard because a part of me does wanna change it, but I've had it for a long time, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So when you started YouTube, it was just Samurai Kibiji from the get-go. It was never.
Originally, I did have the name as you, like, I had Tony Hanawak or whatever, and I was just sharing thoughts about movies and games basically, but
Mm.
I decided to change it to actually be my gamer tag because at the time, I wanted to focus on that, the game stuff, so
Yeah, yeah. You should also look it up to see how many other channels there are with that particular
yes.
username because it could be difficult for people to find you even if filtered to channel. That's
Yes.
really a very good point. My brother has a YouTube channel. He's an incredible artist. You should go and subscribe to him. He's called Dylan Sara. And he makes, but because he's called Dylan Sara, his channel's called Dylan Sara, and Bob Dylan's song, Sara, is like kind of big competition.
Oh.
So it took ages for his videos to start kind of showing up, and still it'll, I don't want to say never be number one in search, but like Bob Dylan is some serious competition.
Yeah.
So that is a really, really important point.
Can I add to that?
Mm,
Because the West Side Otaku one, I originally wanted, the casual otaku, because that's what I
yeah,
felt I am. If you don't know what otaku means, it's like Japanese for kind of fanboy or whatever, or just mega fan. And I wanted the casual otaku because that's how I felt. I'm not
yeah, yeah.
hardcore into anime, but it's mainly what I watch. Yeah. But there was like 2 or 3 other people that had it, so I didn't do it. So yeah, like, because
Mm,
I didn't want to be mixed in with them and potentially people look me up and be like, which one are you? Kind of a thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Here, love this story behind your channel's name, Tony. Yes, it is a little ripper. Question: what's the difference between Let's Play channels and other gaming channels?
So think of this as like, what's the difference between a movie, a movie channel that talks about movies and a movie channel that makes like montages of movies, kind of a thing. Like any subject that you encounter, whether it's food, whether it's art, whether it's whatever, it's just the approach that you take with it. So let's
Mm,
play, what essentially that means is watch me play this. Like, let's play, like, watch me play this new God of War game, kind of a thing. And there's part one, part two, as I go through the whole thing. Or maybe it's with friends and you're watching them play something.
mm,
That's typically what that is. But then there's gaming as a subject where some might make montages out of it. Some might discuss it like I do, and some might make thorough video essays that they spend forever writing and editing. Like, it's pretty much a form of execution to sum up the answer.
yeah, yeah, cool. I guess like one thing that I noticed watching your, because I, all right, I've been on a journey this week with the gaming stuff because I was kind of like, if I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
why would anyone watch someone playing a game? And that's like you have to experience the Matrix to to understand. But like it's and I also discovered, and this was like mind blowing, out of the 5 top channels on YouTube, 2 of them are gaming channels. So I was like, okay, obviously a lot of people are
Yeah.
really into this, and that made me really want to dive in and explore it a bit more. But watching your live stream, so would it be right in saying that your Twitch channel is it a channel? Is it that's a let's play?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Twitch is that. Like, I tend to,
Yeah.
and not everybody has to on there, but, like, that's where I
Mm.
get my fix of, "Hey, come watch me do something," as I'll talk about whatever the chat brings up. It's hanging out while I play something, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of that felt like kinda like watching a movie, but where
But you can
it's not
talk
locked
during
in.
it. Don't
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
during movies, folks. Don't do that. Just watch the movie. Shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
I love to just
Um,
focus on movies, but
Tony, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced as a YouTuber? I know one of them.
I was about to say there's, like, one massive one, and then there's, like, the actual continuous ones. The massive no, I'll end with that. The continuous challenges is really, as I've said, the gaming space is, I would almost argue, the most saturated, but I'm not sure of that. But I
Mm,
just feel like there's so many people in that space. That was something that people really hopped on when YouTube first became a thing. And it's a super saturated space, so it's really hard to stand out in it. It is super hard to have your video show up above, people I won't list, but just a lot of other people that have a much bigger presence than you, which
mm,
is a problem for any subject you go for out there. But that's definitely a problem I've found with just YouTube in general. That is always there. I might have some ways of getting past that. I might tell you guys. Um, and figuring out consistencies, that's another thing. Like, sometimes, and I'm actually really interested in you or anybody else has a comment off of this. I've noticed if you wanna make your videos better, you go into your analytics if you have enough of views, you'll see you can look at your audience retention. And your
Mm.
audience retention is how long they stick through your video, how much percentage of it they watched. And sometimes I notice, like, there's all these tips, like, make sure you cut every 3 seconds, make sure you have B-roll, make sure you do all this, that to, like, keep it engaging. But then there's the videos sometimes where I do none of that. I am just talking to the camera, no cuts or
Mm.
anything, and the retention is through the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea how that happens, but it's not consistent. It's just
Mm.
sometimes it happens. And one of my
Yeah.
highest retention videos that's a discussion is that. I didn't cut away too much of anything. So that's definitely a struggle that I have consistently is figuring out what actually works. Because sometimes I try and
Mm.
then it doesn't happen. Um, I don't know if I should stop there, but those are the 2 biggest consistent ones that I run
Yeah.
into.
It's hard, isn't it, with, like, you might release a video and it does, yeah, it absolutely kills it and it's awesome and, you go, "Oh, I'm a genius." And then you try to do the exact same thing, follow the same formula, and it's like nothing. And
Yeah.
do you think that's just because there's just so much on YouTube that something else is getting pushed a bit more? Or because some things it's just like I got like hardly any impressions even for, and
Yeah.
it's like, why? It's really good.
It really it's truly, and everybody says this, I think it really is a matter of how much I don't wanna say how much you hook the person in the beginning, because that's something a lot of people say is make sure you have a good hook. Your first, like, 5 or 10 seconds totally has to do with your title and thumbnail, but I wanna change that a little bit. It really depends on how much you connect with whoever started your video and how
Mm,
fast you
mm.
connect with them. I wanna kinda shift it to that because that video that I mentioned that, like, people watched, like, 70% of it when they don't usually watch my entire discussion videos. I think it's because I knew, like, this particularly was reaching to maybe Xbox people or people that were totally against Xbox, like, one of the 2, like, it's like a siding thing. Even though that wasn't the intent, I think that the title, the thumbnail, and the beginning and the way I started, they felt like, "Okay, what's the case this guy is presenting about this topic?" Kind of a thing. And it's because they had that perspective of like, "Oh, I'm team Xbox," or, "Oh, I'm against Xbox," and they wanted to hear out, "What the heck is this guy gonna say about that?" Kind of a thing, and
Mm.
so it's I think definitely think about how you connect with the viewer, and they might stick through it. They just might. But
Yeah.
that's a tricky thing to do. It's really easier said than done.
Yeah, yeah. Your thumbnail game is incredibly strong. I wanna pull up your YouTube channel here, because you're so good at it. And the thing that I think is really epic about what you do is that you with all of your thumbnails, I think you really create, like, intrigue.
Hmm.
Like, it's not just, "Here is a StreamYard tutorial." Like, it's actually it's really intriguing. Let me pull it up, let me pull it up. Here we go. Is it there? We're there?
Yeah.
Um, you know, like, just so everyone can just admire your genius with these thumbnails, like, they are just so how do you do this?
That egg one, can
Are
I
you
just say that's the
are you just a
silliest one I've
genius?
ever thought of. That's
Which
the
one? Oh,
silliest
the egg. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the silliest one I've ever thought of, but
It's so good. What was the thumbnail what's the name of the video that you were just talking about, the Xbox?
Forza reviews, Forza Horizon 5.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to
If you just keep in Samurai Kibiji at the top or just Forza, just type in Forza, yeah.
if I do sort
Forza.
by most popular?
It won't be in most popular,
Whoa,
but
you have a video that has 1.1 million views?
I do, and
That's
it won't
awesome.
stop. I
It
say
won't
that
stop?
bitterly because there's such toxic comments in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Oh, do you get
because
people jumping in and, like, defending you? You know how that
well,
happens sometimes?
that's one of those videos right there that, like, uh, people definitely try to take sides. So maybe that's a little tip, be controversial, but I don't
Yeah,
actually mean
yeah.
controversial, but, like, just think of, like, a neat stance to take on something maybe that's trending. Like, that video was made when something massive, like, I'm talking about, like, massive happened in the gaming scene, and I see, the gaming enthusiast here, but yeah, he probably knows what I'm talking about there, but, um and that biggest troll of a game trailer I've ever seen. I love doing reaction videos. Well, okay, I don't
Mm.
love, but to trailers, I do. On my anime
Yeah,
side, people want me to watch episodes. I don't like doing that, but trailers, I love
yeah.
reacting to. But
Well, like this kinda
that,
thing.
yeah. But oh god, why do you have that ready? No, you literally found the most cringy.
This is one of the best things I've ever seen. If you wanna watch a gamer crying about Toy Story, this is like I didn't even understand what was happening in this video, Tony, but it was powerful.
I miss the and God, we keep sidetracking, but like I miss those days. I really do. To anybody that's like just starting or anything, just enjoy the start. Like we're just laughing and stuff, but I'm 100% serious. Like this is like the biggest thing. If I tell anybody what is like the biggest thing you would tell anybody starting out, please just enjoy the beginning. Unless it's for business purposes, that I get. You know, you're starting a YouTube channel to help market your business. Totally, I get that. But if you're starting it for like you and you want to try to be big or anything, or you have some reason, just have fun with the beginning because I miss those years. Like I just uploaded whatever I thought was fun. And then people
Mm.
sense that. I was just having fun with it. And that video in particular, that was so raw me when I was just excited about so much stuff. And now I've like gone through the troubles of adulthood or whatever. But yeah,
It's so beautiful.
that is a pure Kibi right there. That is a
I
pure
really
Kibi.
I was like, is it this freeze frame or is it the freeze frame where you have ripped your shirt off? I'm not
I
sure.
ripped my shirt off. Oh
It
god,
was
yeah.
yes, here we go. Tony, Claire was literally in stitches watching that reaction video the other day. Such a good video and so much
Oh
fun.
my
It was. I
goodness.
was crying. I was crying because yeah, it's just beautiful to
Just
see someone love someone something
that
so much.
and it's because this was like my most anticipated anything. Like, of all
Yeah.
time, like, book, movie, show, whatever, trip. This was for my most anticipated anything in my entire life, and I will give more context to that, but that's why I'm just like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" Yeah,
I'll link that in the description of this video.
God.
This video here, this reaction video, if you want to check it out. It's gold. It's really good. Cool. Yeah. Well, very good. SEO. You're an
Mm.
SEO genius, aren't you?
I don't
Would
wanna say
you
genius, but
I'll say it for you. You're pretty
I
good
feel
at it. I feel like you get it
I could
more
take
than a
some
lot of
pride in
people
it.
do.
Yeah, I think so. Not to brag, but
Not to brag. So you in your Instagram story mentioned about how you can help people get views on their videos in the first day.
have a
Um
better chance to.
have a better
Have
chance. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's always just a better chance. There's no
Yeah, it's
guarantees in
your job
YouTube
to see if
world.
they will click on it. That's your job, but
Yeah, yeah.
I might be able to get you to where you have the opportunity for them to click on it, is what I'm getting at.
Yes. Thank you for that clarification, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would you mind walking us through your process? So like you've created your video, it's all ready to go. And then or does it start before then? Does the SEO process start before then?
So it's changed, it's kinda gone back and forth over the years. SEology, I love that creator costume. PhD in SEOology.
That's funny.
Um,
Why didn't we get that freeze frame? Because Yeah, I needed to give you something to go on, reason to go
Yeah.
and watch it on Tony's channel.
Yeah. That or look up, Samurai Kibiji, Banjo and Kazooie. That's all I will say. Okay.
Alright.
But that's another one. But yeah, so in terms of getting ranked in SEO, that's something I think a lot of people blame the algorithm for, and they're just like, "The algorithm never gives me a chance. I'm just buried under everybody else." It's hard, especially
Mm,
for new folks. I'm not gonna deny you that. I just want to affirm it's absolutely possible for your video to show up. Um, and it's first off, you can't go wrong thinking before you start the video what exactly you're trying to rank for.
mhm,
That's definitely a good idea, and that helps you make the content too. But I admit I didn't do that for years. Um, I just always try to think of like, this is a neat idea. How do I execute it? But let's just assume you have the video, you made something really cool. How do you make sure it doesn't fall into that, never showing up in the algorithm mindset that you might have? Well, use them tags and put those tags in your freaking description. That's it. We're
mhm,
done.
mhm. Have you
But
got your screen there to do you wanna pull that screen up
yeah,
that you
yeah.
were looking
So
for?
let me see if I can do that. Share screen. So let's see, share screen. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah. So I'm gonna share a screen over here. And if you're in a Video Ranking Academy, you have heard one of our trainers, Heather, say Christmas lights. And you'll see here the Christmas lights of the terms this video was ranking for like the
Wow.
first not day, but 2 days. And you might look at these and not know what the heck we're talking about. This was one of those big deal situations that I was mentioning earlier. But what this is saying is that this video is ranking for these search things that people might type in. And that's really powerful to show up in the search that anybody's might be searching and you show up. I'm talking about search, by the way, to clarify that. Like suggested or whatever, that kind of goes again alongside the whole it's your job to make engaging content. But because that's how you show up in suggested. But search, think of some stuff that people are actually searching.
Mm,
This video has something to do with essentially, how do I sum this up in a sentence? There's a company that is joining Xbox. It's Activision is joining Xbox, or Call of Duty is joining Xbox, and it has to do with that situation. So instead of putting in like the game being talked about, Call of Duty, Xbox, Activision, uh, uh, Microsoft, the COD, new COD, I'm not putting in general stuff like that. I'm putting in specific questions or things that people might search for. Does Game Pass hurt? Because this had to do with Game Pass actually, but does Game Pass hurt developers? Does Game Pass hurt quality? Uh, Sony on Activision Xbox. Like, what do they think about it? Sony comments on Activision. It's actual titles in here. I
mm.
put in a couple random ones like Activision Blizzard. There's Call of Duty. There's Xbox. There's PlayStation. But guess what? Those things that are super general, this was ranking for just PlayStation. And if anybody
Wow.
knows the gaming space, how do I put this? That's like you doing a makeup video, and instead of it's a tutorial about like, what blush do you use when you want to go to a wedding? You show up for the term blush. Like
Mm.
that's the comparison. Like that's the
Yeah.
comparison here. And because I put in all these specific terms and people watch the video and maybe engage with it, that's how it started to show up for these like general things like Xbox and PlayStation. Again, that's
So,
your job to
Tony,
make yeah, that's your job to make engaging quality. Sorry, what?
so you are a genius.
Yeah. Um we could go with that.
Alright, let us know in the chat if you think Tony is a genius. That'd be awesome. So would you mind showing us we've gone somewhere else. Oh, it's all very exciting.
Yeah, this is
Um,
this was just another example of like this was news happening, like, and I just make a thumbnail, anime fans robbed, and if people recognize this, they know exactly what that is. And
yeah.
this is a very inside joke where you're reaching to the people that know what I'm referencing. and that's for click-through rate, and because people watched it and they clicked on it, I'm ranking for stuff. That's the other half, make engaging stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's more, but I'll
That's
stop there.
it's so good. And so okay, yes. So we do have confirmation. Hello, Sharon. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here, Motif Music Studios. Tony is a genius. We're having some serious confirmation here from Roxanne, the creator classroom, and 1 of 10. Yes, 1 of 10. Awesome. My mum even thinks you sound like a genius. So there you go. She's right. She made me. Um, so so you've got your tags here that are lit up like a Christmas tree. Fantastic. How then? So you said put these in the description as well. How
Yes.
do you go about doing that? Do you put literally all of them there in a list, or do you work them into sentences? Is it the
Okay.
exact wording?
We're gonna have some truth here.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of the what's the phrase? Uh, black hat, white hat. What's the phrase? You know what I'm
I
talking
don't know
about?
any that must be
Ah, there's like
in
a white
piano
rabbit,
slang.
black rabbit, something like that, where like the white rabbit's doing it like by the books and like it's very like pure, whereas the black hat like is doing kind of not illegal stuff, but just stuff that's like, oh man, kind of a thing. So there's a little bit of both in my methods. Nothing that like I'm not paying for anything, but um so this video, again, thinking of what games are coming out next year, 2023 games list, 2023 has too many games, and I was ranking for these terms. So how do I do that?
Mm,
Is this on screen? Yep. So I have a loaded description here, a little bit. But this like middle area is is always there. It's always there. It's just here's Patreon, here's my social media, here's some other playlists you might like. That's always there, but that doesn't rank the video. What ranks the video is think of a paragraph at the top, and before you type the paragraph, know what tags you thought you ranked for. And this video isn't doing as good anymore. But these pictures, like this is why I'm saying I can help you for like the first day or two to at least give you a chance.
mm.
This might not keep up, but for the first day or two, it'll at least give you a chance. Um, and as you can see, like that started to fade because YouTube usually gives new videos for those that hate the algorithm. It tries to give new videos a chance in the first 24 to 48 hours. It just
Yeah,
depends on
yeah.
how well it does. Um, but when you have the tags in mind, especially if there's some that maybe you use something like TubeBuddy, that sometimes I use that. If you have TubeBuddy, you can look up tags and try to see if something is a good tag or not. I'm sure just look up a tutorial about TubeBuddy and you'll know what I mean. But once you figure out a few things you do want to try to rank for, try to have that at the top of your description.
Mhm.
2023 is true. Like this one, I wanted to talk about games in 2023. So like 2023 is truly a challenge for indecisive gamers, and that was another tag I was trying to hit. With the amount of choices they'll have to make in terms of what to play next year, in this video we'll go over games that are coming out in 2023 alongside with some that may choose to approach the year, blah blah blah. And then I like to throw questions. And these are genuine questions. Yes, it helps to rank because a lot of these questions are from my tags. But
Oh.
but they're genuine questions, like, they're what I want people to comment. What games are you most anticipating in 2023? Or what are your thoughts about 2023 games and how you're gonna approach them? Like, they're genuine questions. This is the white hat. The black hat is down here. So, I have the title of
Ah.
the I have the title of the video here, and this link is the video's link. I have heard that helps to have the video's link in
Right.
your description. That might be new. I don't know if you've heard that before, but um,
Wow.
at the bottom here, there are alternative titles. That's what I call them, alternative titles, and that
Mhm.
helps. These are just straight up tags and things that people would search for. I usually
Oh,
just do like 5, maybe 6. And also, this one's crazy. You see the file name here. If you look at the file
yes.
name, this is one that a lot of people don't do. 2023 has too many games. Too many games, and it continues in 2023. The video file name is named after the titles that people might be looking for.
So my
That's
movie
integrated in.
326 isn't a good file name.
Yes, that is not a good file name.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a really, like, niche thing that a lot of people don't ever do. Yeah, you can see at the bottom here that I put, like,
wow. You
usually
heard it
2 or
here
3
first,
things.
folks.
Yeah, do
Wow.
that. Dude,
This is
stop
so
uploading
good.
something that says, like, movie 0624. I'm not saying this is gonna help you a lot, 'kay? I wanna emphasize that.
Yeah.
But it's like all these little things put together, it's gonna help you a hell of a lot more than just putting a random title, you know? Um, and the last big, like, black hat method. This is the real black hat method that I think some people are gonna be like, "That's don't do that, that's dumb." It's not illegal in any way, this is just to help you. These are ping sites, and I don't know how to describe what ping means, but basically ping I see, like, your logo, I'm gonna move it here. Uh, these are sites that if you go to so, like, let's go to this one. Whenever I post a new video, I go to those 4 sites and I ping them, and these are places that are gonna help boost your let's just call it's gonna help boost your rankings and chances of ranking on YouTube. And you're gonna put in the title of your video, the description of your video, and, language, whatever, and then here's your video's link. And these are all the sites because YouTube judges it based off how many places it shows up. These are the sites that YouTube might, like, have it might send it to these sites and get boosted signal. And when you do that, then it just helps all these little things together. Again, not one of them is going to change everything, but when you do all of them,
What?
I hope I'm blowing your mind. And the last thing, go to
Oh
YouTube
my goodness.
on a separate browser. This is the last thing I do. So you saw the whole process. Like, oops. I, I think of the video that I'm doing. I think of what the tags are for, like, search terms. I try to base my description off of that. I'll ping the video once it's uploaded, by the way, not before, once it's public. And after it is pinged everywhere, I should usually see the video here. If not, then I'll paste it here. And again, this is kind of a black hat thing. I'll have the video in 5 tabs to generate a little bit of watch time, not views, watch time. And the video will go in these 5 tabs to just give it again, just that little nudge that it needs to just start, and for hopefully YouTube to see, like, there's something going on with this. Let me just give it a quick chance. And it's not always good. And again, this is just to give you a chance. That's all it is. It's on you to make engaging content that they stick through. Because if it doesn't engage them, then it's going to go away within 24 hours, maybe 48 if it's doing okay. But yeah, just load it up 5 times
Wow.
and make sure they're all running. That's the whole process. That's what I
Oh
do.
my golly gosh.
If that has served anybody, head over to Patreon.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I definitely I'll put you a Patreon link in here because that and also the other thing that you could do if that's helped you is like
Or just
this
go to
video.
the
That'd be
channel,
great.
check out the channel. But, if you're not
Yeah.
into games, it might not be for you, or anime, but that
Yeah.
is a
Do
that is
you
juicy stuff to me.
that is so good. I feel like I owe you $100,000, which I can't afford to pay you, Tony.
That's something that, like, were you there at, Grow with Video Live?
Yes.
That's like that process is something I wish, like, one of them was on stage presenting, and I'm like, "Oh, man, if I
Mm.
told these people this."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that all that isn't assured. It's just, again, chance.
It might help. Yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah,
might
it's
help, yes.
it's really good. One of the things that I picked up that I saw that you were using as well was the link.in
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, so I forgot that's another part. Share the video on your social medias if you have them, because again, that's what the ping site does. It, like, if a video is on multiple sites, then it kind of helps also boost its signal a bit. So make sure you share on
Yeah.
social media. And
Yeah.
if you can use, I just bookmarked this morning because I can never remember it. Here, I'll copy and paste it in the chat. If you use this site, or you might have to copy and paste that somewhere. Yeah, that came from Grow with Video Live. I saw somebody mention that, and
Mm.
when people click on a YouTube video, they tend to like, and you'll know this if you're watching or Sarah, but like they they open the video, but it's not on the YouTube app.
Mm.
It's like it's on some other service or whatever, or it's like you're not logged in or anything, and then it says like on top, "Do you wanna just go to the YouTube app?" And then it takes you to the actual app that, you could watch the video on. But
Mm.
that linked site, it will take them straight to YouTube, which again, YouTube just wants people on their actual platform instead of other places.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
use that website there, instead of sharing your raw YouTube clip, put your raw YouTube clip in there and then share that link, because that link will take them straight to YouTube instead of like the side YouTube, whatever. I don't know what to call that. It's like
Is
YouTube
this
window.
right? Is that what
Yeah.
that web Yeah.
Yep.
So you type that in, you drop your your link in there, and then it just creates a special
Yeah.
little link for you. And one of the
And it
things that's
shortens
cool
it
if you
too. That's
Yeah,
nice. It
yeah.
shortens it.
Yeah. But yeah, it just means it opens directly rather than people going, because mine always is like, no, you
Exactly.
have to sign in. And I'm like, I don't know my password.
Yes,
um,
exactly.
and one of the cool things is if you're sharing it on like Instagram, you can customize that. Like it doesn't have to show up as link.in. You can
Yeah.
have it say, watch the live here or whatever. It's really cool. Yeah. I'll be rewatching this and taking notes. Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say, like, that was a
valuable.
lot of information, so I hope I helped your channel by, like, making people rewatch
Yes.
this part of it. So,
Yes. Yes,
give you that watch
absolutely.
time, baby. Let's
Yeah,
go.
well, I'm definitely gonna probably give it about, give it a bunch more watch time by
Yeah,
by rewatching that section over and over and over and over again. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
yeah,
Yeah, anyone in the chat, if you have any questions for Tony, pop them in there. We've got yeah, my mind is always blown by how quickly time goes.
yeah,
Um, so now I know you just mentioned Patreon. Is that the main way you have? It's always interesting to talk about monetization. Is that one
yeah.
of the main ways you have monetized your channel?
Yes, Patreon is definitely the way I monetize my channel. There's multiple ways I can. I get decent AdSense. It's pennies in comparison, though. People sometimes donate to me, like that's why I play Twitch, honestly. I would have toned it down, but sometimes Twitch just kind of triggers people to leave little donations, like on YouTube, their super chats. Um,
Mm,
but Patreon especially, I feel I have somehow there's, like, people that have 3 times my I just realized I'm still sharing my screen. There's some people that have, like, 3 times my audience, and they're, like, over 100,000 subs. And somehow I have, like, 3 times the amount of patrons they have, and I don't know how. I really don't. Um, but it's spectacular, and I freaking love it. I'm not complaining, and that means a lot. It makes it like a part-time job income, essentially.
mm.
It really does.
I think one of the things that's really amazing about your Patreon, which I have also stalked, um, is that you have these different membership levels, and the first one is so affordable. That's like
It's stupid
a
affordable.
third a third of a coffee in
Yeah.
Australia. I paid $5.50
Man,
for a
it's
coffee the other day. Can
it's
you believe
more
that?
for you.
Oh,
For,
is
like,
it?
I don't know about what the difference is in Australia currency or US currency, but yeah, for the US, it's like $1, so
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
We just
Yeah.
have, very,
Taxes.
we have very invaluable money.
Yeah.
So yeah, so could you talk us through, for anyone who doesn't understand Patreon, like what what it is, how it works, how you get people to um join?
Yeah, because I see the Snazzy Life. What do you offer special for your patron members? And
Yeah.
uh, essentially, well, first off, I always love because Patreon. What it is, it's an opportunity to give back to your community, also,
Mm.
and to really just give them more of what they love from you. And I think the reason I might be doing really good is because the thing I personally think is the most valuable about my community is literally the community part of it. And I'm trying
Yeah.
to, like, lean into that more lately, but I have people on my Patreon that are literally there just to be a part of the Discord there, like that cheapest perk there. Discord's like a big chat room, essentially. That's what it is. It's a big
Yeah.
chat room. And people are a part of that, and then, like, the next one up, they get to be involved and listen to, like, extra things I might not have done content on or influence stuff, um, and especially that game time one, that's, like, everybody's favorite, but that's, like, once a month on the last Saturday of the month, people get in a voice chat with me, and they get to actually be in a voice chat with me and the most supportive people in the community, and we're all just hanging out playing a game together for 2 hours, and I freaking adore that. And it all has to do with
Mm.
just getting, I don't wanna say more power, but there is more influence you have as alongside, like, really genuinely cool people. It
Mm.
feels like you become part of a club, and depending on
Yeah.
what member you are in the club, you have, like, extra perks.
Mhm.
Um, but that's up to you to figure out, like, what might appeal a lot to your community. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I think a lot of people I know I certainly have struggled with like with Patreon, like going uh I don't know what like I already feel really busy, so I don't know what else I can
Yes.
really offer. And it's interesting because some of the things that you have offered there seem to be things that you probably would do it like you do some of that stuff anyway, like you can join your
Yes.
Twitch, but it's like people what I'm realizing more and more is people want to support creators.
That's
And
it.
it's
That's it.
it's like it's more, feeling part of something and feeling like you're supporting someone in what they're doing. It's really so it doesn't necessarily have to be, "Oh, I've got to create like a whole video series for my Patreon
You could do
supporters."
that for the higher ups. You could do that for the higher ups.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I do. Like, everything I post there, like the Discord, it's just there. I chat with them
Mm.
now and then, but they're taking care of themselves. The pod excuse me, the podcast, I record it for everyone, and it's just me sitting down for a half hour every week or every other week, but I
Mm.
don't have to do it for each person. And the game
Yeah.
thing, that's like once a month. But, like, the higher up people, which I have, they'll get, like, a private recording where, like, if you wanna see me react to something or share thoughts on something on camera, I'll send you, like, a personalized message of me doing so. Um,
Mm.
that is school appropriate. Um, the the top people get, like, a one-on-one with me kind of a thing, and because of
Yeah.
that, I limit it. I
Mm.
limit it because if everybody joined that, I wouldn't be able to have any life,
You'd be very
but
busy.
yeah. But there are some people that join that, and
Yeah.
they utilize that.
And do
So,
you have just in case anybody wants to give you a donation for your incredible advice today, do you have like I have a buy me a coffee, just flagging that everyone. Do you
yeah.
have any which is similar to Patreon except it's like a once off. It can be a
Yeah.
once off
Yeah.
donation. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, that's especially what Twitch has. If you go to my Twitch,
Yeah, right.
twitch.tv/Samurai Kibiji, you'll see, like, there's a bunch of buttons there. That's where you see all my social media and Patreon, but there is, like, a
Mm.
donate button there, and sometimes I put that in the link of my YouTube videos, but I notice people especially do that while I'm streaming,
Yeah.
but maybe there should be a button somewhere else, but I'm just always
Mm.
like, if you watch what I do, please just become a patron at the $1 tier for like 10 months instead of sending me 10 bucks, please. Because to me, that's like building a relationship with someone. I want to like
Yeah,
help
yeah.
continuously serve you. instead of just you
Mm.
give me something and I give you nothing back. That's the
Yeah.
thing, like, I wanna be able to give back to you in some way instead of just you give me money. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the other reason it does
Yeah,
well is
cool.
because I try to communicate that to people.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really great. So with Twitch, so Twitch, for anyone who doesn't know, I've only just watched my first ever Twitch the other day. It was one of your streams, Tony.
Yes.
Um, but it's like is it exclusively streaming platform?
Y Twitch added some things that you can post videos now.
Okay.
So it is growing to be a video platform, but it's definitely known for being the streaming platform.
Yeah, and it's like it seems like mainly like you can do other things on there, like you can live stream if you're a painter or something. People can come and watch you paint, or there's like farmers on there, and you can watch them tolling the fields. Is that the word? Tolling?
I don't know.
Toiling?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
You watch them farming. Anyway, it's like a
Moving
live
hay, I don't know.
streaming platform. Yeah. Do I have a Patreon yet? Hello, Fit Dad Chris. So nice to have you here always.
I love that
I
name.
I
Love
don't
that
yet.
name.
Chris is a fit dad.
Yeah.
It's a very great name. So no, I don't have a Patreon yet, but I might work on that. Watch this space. But Twitch is like very it has a lot of similarities to YouTube. It's like you can live stream, build a community, all that sort of stuff. Does it
Mhm.
have the same sort of monetization process? Like you said that people can give donations. Do you have to reach a certain level, do you know? So on YouTube, you have to have
You
1,000 subscribers of 4,000 watch hours.
Yes. You can always have a donation button, because you kind of, like, put it in yourself, essentially.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but there are other things like becoming a Twitch sub. Imagine like on YouTube when you become a member, I think is what it's called.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, like Twitch has their version of subs is like the YouTube member. Um, and then they also have bits, which is kind of like YouTube super chat. And you can only do those once you are partnered. And it is quite the journey to get partnered on Twitch. But
Okay.
donation button, you can always put that in because you
Yeah,
literally are
right.
putting it in.
I guess, like, you can do that on YouTube, like, in your
Yeah.
description, but it seems like
Yeah.
it's more visible on Twitch. Like, not
You
everyone's
definitely
looking
can
at
make it more noticeable, yeah. That's something about
yeah.
YouTube I somewhat complain about, but yeah, your description is pretty much the only place people can see stuff, or the top of your banner, if they're on desktop and only desktop, I think? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's much more buried on YouTube, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, not everyone looks at the, whatever they're called, descriptions. Not everyone looks at the descriptions, so that is a little bit like and not everyone some people will never see your banner on YouTube either.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
yeah, it's an interesting thing. We're coming so close. I have to an hour, and I want to let you get Samurai Kibiji is about to stream on Twitch, right? In like half
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plug
So
it. If you want me to answer more questions, then there'll be a Twitch stream in about half hour. Again,
yeah, awesome.
twitch.tv/SamuraiKibiji.
Fantastic.
Um,
And I know that um 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 the gaming enthusiast is also going to be live streaming at some point today a game. So pop that in the chat if you want to plug that, the gaming enthusiast. That's Dean Aston from Video Ranking Academy. I don't know if you are familiar with him. He watches your videos though, which is very nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Cool. Well, I'm gonna put the link to your Twitch stream. Can I do that?
In the chat? I
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna
so.
look for your Twitch
Here,
stream.
I think
Ah,
I got
yes.
it.
Cool.
There
It
you
might
go.
not let you drop a link. Let's see.
Well, yeah,
Here we
people
go.
might not be able to click on it, but if you're on desktop, you can copy and paste it, but, yeah, there we go. Okay, that one's clickable, but,
Yeah,
um,
cool. Awesome.
yeah, I it's just because it starts at 4, for another, like, 5 or 8 minutes, if anybody has any questions or if you had any final things, then feel free. It's okay.
Yeah, beautiful.
Um,
Well, I
like, I
have
see
some
there's the creator classroom that was like, "I was wondering how you have enough time for that top tier kind of
Oh,
comment."
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, that was we clarified that, but that was just like limiting it essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just an hour. It's just a half hour to hour, I think is what I say. So it's not terribly long. It's just me always the fun thing about the Patreon awards, it's just me kind of doing what I already do, but just
Mm.
exclusively, basically.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
that opportunity for people to express their gratitude in that way, I think is a really nice thing. Like, there are people that want to be able to do that and show their appreciation. They know how much work goes into things. It's nice that these things are available to us as creators. I
Yes.
think it's really cool. I have a fun question here.
Mhm.
What has been the worst investment you've made for your channel? I've
Wow.
got a few.
I've got a few. What's yours?
Oh, just like buying crap microphones thinking, "This is cheap, this'll work." Um, that's something that has happened, and then, you jump on a live stream with someone who has an awesome microphone and you're like, "Oh gosh, why did I do that?" And you're like, "I'm saving money," but then you're like, actually end up spending the equivalent of a good mic on a crap mic.
I
Let us know
think
in the chat if anyone has some things that they've bought that or
yeah.
invested in that have been rubbish. Love to know.
Y yeah. I thought you were gonna ask me what's the worst piece of advice. That's a good question. Um, ah, man, I don't wanna say I'm a pack rat, but, like, I try to utilize well, let me correct that. I don't buy anything until I have researched the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm like, I don't know if
Good
there's
way to
anything
be.
I do regret getting. Um, certain maybe some certain Fiverr things that I didn't need to do, and
Mm,
Fiverr's the site that you could, like, get stuff designed for you for very cheaply. But I'm pretty grateful for, like, everything that I've invested in. If there's anything, it's more so, like, what have I wasted time on,
mm.
and that kinda stuff. I don't know if I have an answer to this one.
Okay, that's all right. We'll jump to another question, which is similar but opposite. What's been the best investment you've made for your YouTube channel? One of. The best is hard. What's one of the best investments?
I mean, for what I do specifically, y y you need a good computer. You really do. Like, you don't need it, but I just love my computer is able to handle doing certain things that I have a laptop, it just craps out whenever I try to do it with my laptop, and I can't do so many things. So my computer is definitely, like, the core base of everything I do. Um, but that to me is probably the one. Is just the computer, investing in that. I kinda wanna upgrade it sometime within the next year. So, 'cause she's
Mm.
been with me since, like, 2014? Yeah, 2014.
And what kind of computer do you use?
I I built it myself.
Oh, wow.
It's
I want
so
someone to come and build me a computer. That sounds so
I could build another one, but I don't think I will. It's not a terribly long process, but I'm just like, "Yeah, I just
s
let me buy one."
yeah, like we were saying earlier, you are a genius. I don't know how to build a computer. That's really clever.
I did
Um,
research. It's not like I just knew. I
yeah, yeah.
learned how, yeah.
You were born with the skill of building computers. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Well, one thing I have noticed about your channel, I don't see any YouTube shorts on there.
Yeah.
Are there shorts there?
There was only one I did, and that's just because I had none of my equipment with me, so I just kinda did it from my phone.
Yeah, yeah. And is there a reason why? Because shorts are obviously like, in some ways going off at the moment. Um, have you avoided them for a specific reason?
No, there's no like, I have nothing against shorts. One of my best friend, actually, he talks about, like, "Why don't you micro your content and, like, post stuff to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything?" And And I was thinking, like, I could do the same thing and just make it a YouTube short too, but I I think I've gotten to the point where I don't have the willpower to micro content. Um,
Yeah.
and it's so rare that I think of a video that, because I wanna talk about stuff, and I'm not sure what I can communicate within a minute.
Mm. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It is hard, or
yeah.
like they say 15 seconds is the real sweet point, and I'm like, I don't know how to say
Yeah,
anything,
like,
obviously, like
I'm starting a show like this, because I just wanna talk to people, and it's hard for me to think of the short answer to this is just YouTube Shorts and me. It's like, I want to do that, but I'm just I think I'm a bit too lazy kind of a thing. So,
well, but maybe it's just not like, you love to connect with people and it can be harder, like, it is possible to connect via YouTube Shorts, but having these, like, long, lengthy, deep conversations is like, you know, it's
love it.
a bit easier to connect. Um, hello, hello, YouTubers. Thank you so much for being here. You are catching the finale of this particular live stream. Very grateful to have you here, though. So if you want to watch the rest, you can watch the replay and come back again next week. And going to be having another chat next week. I'm going to be chatting with Dean, the gaming enthusiast, who also has a few other channels, the Weber enthusiast and the Kirby enthusiast. Amazing.
Uh,
And possibly more. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be chatting about how he's been absolutely thrashing live streaming and shorts and has been building his channel like it's ridiculous. It's amazing how quickly things have been growing for him and he's been building that community, which is really nice. So, yeah, does anyone, if anyone has any burning questions, pop them in here. Otherwise, we'll get a little bit of a finale situation. I'd love to know what you're currently working on, Tony. I know you said you have a podcast coming out.
yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit more about that and when and where we can expect it?
There's a lot of things to plug in, but that's the big thing I'm working on. Like Claire said, I'm gonna be on Twitch in a half hour if you want more. So if we could talk more there. Tomorrow, if you're into games, Gamescom, big showcase happening. We'll be watching that together. But yeah, there'll potentially be reactions there. But yeah, the big thing I'm working on is Codename Good Game, where it'll be a show that I get a little bit tired of seeing toxic talk in the gaming space sometimes. And I want to make a show that's all about, when people say good game, like GG, and just trying to spread like a more positive feel around talking about games. Um, and I'm always gonna have like a co-guest with me when I do that, usually. And it might be starting this Sunday, and they'll be around an hour to an hour and a half every time. And
Awesome.
that's just stay tuned for that.
And is that going to be on your main channel? You're starting is there another channel for that or
I
what's the
thought
plan?
of that, but I'm like, I think I'm just gonna keep it on Samurai Kibiji. I think
Yeah,
so. So
awesome.
we'll see.
Cool.
Um,
Well, that is
it
fantastic.
we're at the 38 mark, but can I leave folks with a little message?
Oh, you must.
It must. I gave you a lot of info today. So go back to like the midpoint of this stream, and I dropped you a lot of SEO info. There's other things talking about gaming, but the big thing I told you, in my opinion, is that the most valuable thing is just have fun with it in the beginning. And if you continue to have fun with it, then just figure out what's your priority. And there was a point, we didn't talk about this, but there was a point that I literally lost my entire channel
Mm.
and all my content got deleted, all my stats got deleted, and I truly tell people that was the saddest thing that ever happened to me in my life, because this is my absolute passion, and it was like my baby just got killed. And I grieved, but I used it as an opportunity to say, "You know what? Let's split the channels off, focus them up a bit because I do wanna still keep doing this." And the only reason I'm saying that is not for you to like, oh, he's so like courageous for keep going. No, I'm saying that because can you imagine if that happened to your channel? Like, would you keep going?
Mm,
If you're dealing with the problems right now that my video is not showing up or nobody's clicking on my video or nobody's sticking with it, can you imagine if your channel was just gone
oh,
and
it's
everything
pretty
you've done?
awful.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying to just be super determined and stick with it and just it'll happen, but just like connect with why you want to do it. Because that's the only reason I got through that.
Yeah,
Connect with why you want to do it.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do it for fun or whatever. Like, cool. But if is there something deeper? Is there a be geek,
Mm,
be proud, be awesome that you want to tell people all the time? Figure
yeah.
that out, and I promise you, like, it's gonna be a long journey, but when you figure that out, it's gonna be a lot more fun when you do. That's my message
Amazing.
to you.
Thank you so much for your amazing message. I've got a cup covered
Yeah.
in dogs. Um, I am so, so grateful for that, for everything that you have shared today. I know that we have some questions coming through, but we do need to end this so Tony can get through to his stream that's happening on Twitch in a moment. But
Yeah, if you
yes,
got more
thank you,
questions, head over
everyone.
there.
Yes, yeah, that's a good point. Head over there and you can ask about microphones and streaming. That'd be great. Yes, thank you everyone so much for being here. If you want to learn more from YouTubers, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Go and check out Tony's channel, of course. And yeah, we will see you in the next